Beep, beep. Ooh, beep, beep. Welcome to the Rat Network. This is a podcast. My name's Stuart Brisgell, and my co-host is that guy to my side named David Solomon. We peel back layers on a multitude of topics without holding anything back, including the dawn of the reverged need of pagers. Here, we're all about raw, unfiltered dialogue that serves as an outlet to voice opinions, exchange ideas, share experiences from every corner or generation of life. As we dive into this current issue, pop culture, politics, quirks of existence are all in our arsenal. We're going to take out the frustration that you feel but are afraid to talk about. Get comfortable as you join us in this new engaging discussion that kind of went with a bang. Now, David, I remember the 80s where we had pagers and we used to page from numbers 411, 611, 911. And we had codes because we didn't have alphanumeric, right? So you would think, by the time you got texting, but the paranoia that the, terrorists have, because heaven forbid, we don't want people to know what we're planning. So we're going to go to pagers and codes and cryptic and keep changing it. He thought that was smart. Now, Israel never took responsibility for this, nor did they take responsibility for Susnet. But let me tell you something, David. When the sentiment of an article from the Dow Jones, which is not a right-wing, nor is it ever, other than a financial news network, the Dow Jones has a positive response of almost 53. Now, let me tell you something. That is incredible. The world that the Dow Jones surveys is happy that this actually happened. They're amused because it's amused. Because you know what? You got to catch terrorists, and whoever pulled this one off, they got them. And they got them inside their house. They say kids. These aren't kids like you and I have, David, right? These kids are soldiers. So when they say children, they're referring to soldiers that are just not of age. And you want to know something? Not a bad thing. I'm not losing any sleep over this because I don't carry a pager. Maybe I'm smart. David,
all right, so let's start from the beginning. And guys, for those of you who are not fully aware of what's going on here, yesterday, being the 17th of September, and the day that I'm going to laugh at it for a while was as Stuart went beep beep. Quite a few pagers. Now, so Hezbollah ordered a bunch of these pagers. Apparently, there was a report coming out that Hezbollah ordered these pagers from Taiwan, and these pagers were going to be basically set off explosives. And Israel knew about it. There is a report that claims that Israel tampered with it, and was said in case Hezbollah does attack, they will, before they attack, they will set off these explosives. Now, unfortunately, they had to set it off sooner because there was a suspected attack and what have you. And Israel plays the role of deterrent. It doesn't, a lot of countries, Stuart, likes to blame Israel and say you're initiating war. But, when you talk about the Middle East, it's about who's got the bigger stick, and that's the deterrent, right? That's why people have nuclear bombs there. That's why it's a crazy, crazy neighborhood. Okay, and people think we should be fighting in that neighborhood like we do in the U.S. and Canada, right? We should put that. We should all be polite and everybody be soft. This is not a soft neighborhood, people. This is a very dirty neighborhood, and Israel has to play with dirty rules because the people playing against them are playing with dirty rules. In fact, there are no rules. So yesterday at 3:30 local time, some way, somehow, these pagers blew up. Several dead. Don't know. It's hard to believe anybody. They're claiming thousands and thousands of injuries and children and this and that. Well, of course, because once again, Hezbollah, like their brothers in Hamas, are hiding in civilian communities. They're always hiding in the civilian communities because they know that whenever there's a damage, they've got propaganda against Israel. It's perfect cover. So Israel set it off. And yeah, there were thousands of injured and hospitals were overwhelmed and whatever. And now they're claiming that about 500 other members lost their eyesight. from the explosions. You see the tears in my eyes? No. Because what people are forgetting, neglecting, or trying to put Israel once again in that negative light, simple. Hezbollah started firing rockets at Israel on October the 8th, people. October 7th, Hamas, went in, and attacked Israel. And then the next day, Hezbollah from the north fires rockets. You know what's sick, Stuart? The world has stayed so silent about Hezbollah. And each time Israel has to retaliate, she's accused of inciting, escalating, wanting to cause an all-out Middle East war. Amazing, isn't it? I'm going to go and I'm going to punch you in the face. You hit me back, and I'm going to go, you hit me. That's the way the world has worked. Now, yeah, I know the Dow Jones may be happy, but the left is not happy. The media is not happy. That the bitch Albanese, who's the UN, a UN person there, who simply is the most all-out hating anti-Semite at the UN, she's not happy. The UN Secretary General, who Gutierrez, who is not a fan of Israel, he's not happy today because Israel punched back. Israel was the one who punched in the face today, folks, because Israel needed to. Because you see, Hezbollah has decided that in order for them to, you want to appease me, then you got to do something with Hamas. The Houthis fired a rocket earlier this week into Israel. Nobody said boo. But Israel stops Hezbollah from an all-out vicious attack. She's condemned. Amazing. She's condemned. And now with a U.S. election and the spotlight on people like Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Well, it's simple. The Biden administration is trying to tighten the screws, of course, on Israel. The Biden administration that claims to be on Israel's side is tying her down by saying, you have to stop. You can't defend yourself against Lebanese, against Hezbollah. Come on. It's wrong. Stuart, is beyond wrong. Israel has been attacked by Iran, the Houthis, Hezbollah, and Hamas, and she's being told, don't hit back. Don't escalate a war. Why? Because they want Kamala Harris to win an election? They don't want Donald Trump to win? This is the mindset. Look what happened in the UK, France, other countries who are condemning Israel. Why? She should not be allowed to defend herself. These are countries that want to see Israel wiped off the map. But Israel doesn't want to get wiped off the map. There are countries that want to support Israel because they know that right after this attack is done in Lebanon and with the Hamas, it's coming here. Stuart, I'm going to pass you the ball, but I got to tell you, I think this was a brilliant tactic by Israel. Catch them while they were laying low, catch them while they weren't paying attention, and go, guys, don't go there.
David, I want a ceasefire. I agree. Okay. I want a ceasefire. Mm-hmm. Okay? When they give us back our hostages alive and dead, they'll get their ceasefire. Until then, fuck off. All bets are off. These guys are criminals. These guys are animals. They don't file any Geneva Convention. We send leaflets. We send messages. We tell you where we're going. Fuck off. And anyone who says otherwise is just another anti-Semite. I've had enough of the nonsense. Blow them up. Let them knock them to the Stone Age. They deserve no quarter. And the U.S., by the way, doesn't give quarter when it went out to assassinate Osama bin Laden. Did they tell them they were coming? No. They scooped the guy out of his bed, shot a couple of people in his house, took him out to sea, and dumped him in the ocean forever. David, rules for me, not for thee. Like the dumbass Whoopi Goldberg. You know what? I hope Whoopi Goldberg gets a taste of her own ratata ass because that girl is nuts. And we listen to these nutty people. We should be laughing at these people. People demanding insanity should be treated insanely. I'm sorry. I've had enough.
So let me remind everybody, okay, the people who are attacking Israel right now verbally and assaulting them with the media and whatever are the same people who said, "Hey, it's okay to try to assassinate Donald Trump." It's the same people who are trying to convince you that of all these ideologies. Okay, this is the new religion, and we've talked about this. People, remember where the source of this information is coming from. The condemnations, right? When we talked about this, the same people who said, "Oh, Israel killed 40,000." Okay, but 40,000 what? If we're going to believe the number of 40,000, how many of them were terrorists? And again, it doesn't matter. ABC proved it didn't matter. So the people who are trying to condemn Israel, the same people who are trying to brainwash you into believing how the world should be. I mean, think about it. Israel is a democracy. Whether you like the leadership or not, it's irrelevant. But Stuart, I was telling you this offline. If I tell you how many more articles I'm seeing about we got to get rid of Netanyahu, Netanyahu is a warmonger, all these commentary style news feeds on Apple News, it's disgusting. It doesn't end because Israel should be condemned. Netanyahu should be condemned. There should be an election right now. Folks, think of, I'm going to give a little quick history thing, okay? When the UK had their election in 1944, right? Churchill was taken out, okay? And Clement Attlee became the prime minister, I believe, if I remember correctly, afterwards, right? The Americans, even the Russians sensed there was an opportunity here because it was a weak leadership. Okay, why? Churchill was believed to be, he was a war prime minister, he wasn't a peace prime minister, and peace was close. So they needed to change, and it weakened the United Kingdom. Folks, you do not change your leadership in a war. Israel's being attacked on seven different fronts, and you're saying, let's just change the leadership because it's not convenient to the left? That's not how it's going to happen. And right now, while more and more people say, "Oh, he's going to fire his defense minister," and all these kinds of things, folks, this is a war. It's not conventional. There's no army at Hamas. There's no army with Hezbollah. They're terrorists who want to attack and destroy Israel. This is not a conventional army, and civilians are going to get hurt. And to condemn Israel because they're hiding behind civilians. Again, the people who are reporting are not reporting the entire truth to you. Do your homework, research it, and you will see where does Hamas hide? Hospitals, schools, mosques, homes. Same with Hezbollah. And you're sitting here telling me Israel shouldn't hurt civilians. Come on, dirty rules, people. And if there are dirty rules, dirty things will happen. So when Israel has to blow up all these pagers because they're sensing a really terrible thing about to happen to Israelis, give me a break. And stop crying to me that Lebanese people have been displaced in the south of Lebanon. There are 100,000 Israelis who were displaced since October the 8th, and no one talks about them. So give me a bloody break, you folks in the media, about crying for Lebanese people who are displaced. Okay? This isn't Israel's fault. That's Hezbollah's fault. Get over it.
David, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Israel basically targets combatants.
Terrorists, yes.
Combatants, terrorists.
Sure. We'll use
fair game. Fair game.
Right.
Okay. I got to ask you a question. Who does Hamas, Hezbollah,
civilians, Stuart? They know they attack civilians. They don't care who they hurt.
Oh, okay. Do I hear anyone saying that?
No, of course not.
Okay, just wanted to ask. David, wrap it up with me.
Stuart, listen, let me just give you the last piece, okay, folks? Again, I say this, the media is not interested in giving you the truth. We know that. It's not filtered anymore. It's completely biased, okay? And both sides. Like, don't tell me I'm just the left, but both sides. Folks, just do your homework. Where's Hezbollah hiding? Where's Hamas hiding? Where are the Houthis hiding? Why would Iran attack Israel? Why Go ask yourself why. And oh, by the way, ask yourself why other Arab countries are really quiet right now. Stuart, you're on mute.
Yeah, a lot of noise. But I'd say, why are they? Guys, let's wrap it up. A huge thanks for lending us your ears, your eyes, your time, and I hope you've enjoyed some of my antics. I apologize for my 4-letter slurs. Well, maybe I don't, because I think it's appropriate sometimes. Remember, we're here every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. We always do this unfiltered, unedited, and raw. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed our thoughts. If you have any questions, concerns, or you're as passionate or not as passionate as us, give us a line. Check us out on our website. Check us out on all the podcast verticals, all the video verticals, Facebook, YouTube, wherever you get your information. Guys, I promise you, you have not seen this